Oh, welcome to the Sharpe Way Show. So happy to have you with me this evening at 7:30 p.m. on the East Coast. And it's Sunday. And you're saying, Larry, you usually don't do shows on Sunday. That's true. I usually don't. But I haven't done a show in about, 75 years, give or take. It's been a while since I've done a show. That's true. So I thought I got to come back and do a show because it has been forever. So I appreciate you guys being so patient with me. I have been insanely busy. I was in DC for 3 days with more than one client slash customer slash issue thing to deal with at a couple of many events and also trade shows and all types of things and evening events and all over the place. And I'm back and I'm also consulting on a case. So I have a lot of stuff going on. So thank you so much for your patience. But I said tonight I'm going to do the AMA. Because people have been asking me questions. So now you can ask. And I will do the AMA, but I want to, as always, start off with something that I was thinking of. And one of the things that was great, most people think that I went down to DC. For me, New York, it's a train ride down, about a 3-hour train ride in an Excella. That I went down to DC because I wanted to watch the hearings, right? RFK Jr., Tulsi, Kash. No, coincidence. Everything happened the same time. I was there for a totally different event. But then that also happened to be there. So I met a bunch of people from the campaign, people from the events, people connected to any of those 30 people. So I did some of that, of course, trying to make some schmoozing, some fundraising, all those types of things, which is what I usually do. So it was just good timing or bad timing. I would say bad timing. I would have rather have gone just for that and nothing else and had 3 separate things, but they were all combined. But I want to bring these up. And I'm going to do some I told you so's and some not I told you so's, right? Both of them. Number one, the I told you so's. I did tell you they would be a clown show. Now, again, that wasn't like magical thinking that it'd be a clown show, right? That's not, everybody kind of knew that. It was going to be a circus and they would hoop and holler. But some people, what I think was disappointing was how some of them acted. Now, you might say, well, Larry, of course they're going to hoop and holler because they're trying to make sure they can raise money. Well, here's the problem, though. What you've seen, this is the sad part. If you lean left or you are a Democrat, either one of those two, if you're more of a traditional, not traditional, you're more of a mainstream Democrat, or if you lean left, I hope you're worried because you should be worried. Why? Because the Democrats learned nothing. They went out of their way to shame and shame and shame and lost horribly last year. And their leadership did not change at all. And they're shaming and shaming and shaming now. They just keep shaming. It didn't work. It hasn't worked in years. It's no longer working. Stop shaming and start coming up with answers. Now, the worst one of them all when it comes to this, believe it or not, was Bernie Sanders. What, Bernie? Yes, and here's the reason why he's the worst. Because he actually admitted when he was yelling and trying to shame RFK Jr. with his, these are onesies, when he was doing his onesies thing. For those you didn't see, he was mad because it was a onesies that said something like, no jab, good, whatever, something like that. And he's like, your place you worked for years ago sells this, and therefore you're responsible for it. That's his gotcha. You worked for this place years ago. You started it. They're selling something online that I don't like. Therefore, you're a bad person. I wish I was joking, but that's literally what he said. Nope, not literally. That's what he said, not literally. That's basically what he said. Change my words. That's basically what he said. They're selling these onesies. This company that you started, but you haven't had anything to do with for years. So you're a bad guy because they sell this. And he was like, I don't run this. They could sell what they want. Now, here is the sad part. Bernie says, I agree with you and all the things that are bad. So you're bad. We need Medicare for all, whatever. Okay, let me try to be very clear on this. Whether you want Medicare for all or not, I'm not going to judge you on that today at all. I'm just saying, whether you think that's the answer or not, that doesn't stop the problems we have now. That just means you'll be serviced with the problems that we have now. That's not preventative. right? Getting Medicare for all is not preventative. And what he's talking about is preventative. So it's completely doing this and that. It's Bernie Sanders doing the worst he could do, which is, hey, Democrats, you bent me over and gave me the high hard one twice in a row. And it was not even voluntary. If it's voluntary, you do you. But it wasn't voluntary. You gave me the high hard one twice. You bent me over and gave it to me twice. And I sat down and I took it, even though I had tens of millions of people supporting me. I publicly took it. Then I said, thank you, sir. May I have another? Then when I did it again, I said, thank you, sir. May I have another? And now you're backing the corporate Democrats again. Bernie, I'm going to use your tactics against you. Shame on you. Shame on you. This was your time to finally stop kissing the boot of the people who keep putting a boot up your ass. You can stop. At one point, you can go, I'm done. At one point, RFK Jr. stopped. He was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. No. At one point, Tulsi Gabbard said, I'm done. No, I just got it. He's jelly. He's jelly. He's like, you guys escaped the plantation and I couldn't escape. So he's mad. So now he's telling Master of all the slaves are hiding. Yes, I did a racial one. I can. I'm black. Stop it. I can do it. Yes, and that's the rules. That's the rules that guys like Bernie made. So yes. So someone escaped the plantation and he's mad. So he's telling Master where the slaves are hiding. Terrible. Terrible. I can't believe it. But that's what he's doing. Instead of going, wow, you guys escaped? Can I come too? It's what he should do. He should say, help me. Come back. Right? Come back. He should make Tulsi should go back and get him. That would be better. But no, that's, yeah. In any case, that was one of the worst ones I thought. A lot of the guys who were just bad, you just know it. Like you knew Elizabeth Warren was going to be bad. Like I'm not surprised. I mean, of course, she's going to get on a high horse, talk her trash. And by the way, help nobody. The best part about this was about RFK is how they spent so much time attacking him, saying he's killing people, when the system that kills hundreds of thousands of people every year is their system they've been in charge of for decades. Our system's garbage. It kills people all day long. RFK Jr., you're a bad guy. I'm sorry. Who's he been killing? What people has he been? He's been killing who? No, nobody. They've been killing people. He's been suing them and winning. And he's the bad guy. Tulsi, too. Oh, my God. Been mad at Tulsi. Mad at Tulsi. Oh, my God, mad. I can't believe how mad we are at you, Tulsi. Why? Because Snowden, Edward Snowden. Say the words. Say the words. He's a traitor. You must say the words. It was literally like an inquisition. Will you confess your sins? Will you confess your sins? And she was like, do I have to confess these? Yes, you must confess your sins. Say he's a traitor. Say he's a traitor. Say the words. And funny is, as if she had said the words, would they have been like, oh, okay, now we're going to vote for you. No. And of the three, Tulsi, RFK, and Kash Patel, the only person who actually got that was Kash. Like Kash knew. He was like, I can say whatever. You're still not going to vote for me. So you can all go to hell. How about that? How dare you? How about that? Literally, no. And that's why I know he's going to be confirmed. Kash is in. He's in for sure. Now, what RFK Jr. should have done, which he didn't do, is because when they attacked him, he should have attacked him right back. He did. At the very end, he did. At the very end, he was like, Bernie, you taking all the money. I can't make any money. You taking the money. You take more money than I do. And I'm the bad guy. He should immediately said that. Right? As soon as Warren goes up and goes, and you're going to take money from these, from these lawsuits. What? Oh, you going to give all your money back? Senator Warren? I would have literally said, you're going to give all your money back? Oh, you're not gonna? Oh, okay, then how about you get your money hand out of my pocket? How about that? And she, of course, says, well, you're going to have, you are going to have to, deal with all these people and you can make money off that. Oh, did you stop trading in the stock market? Did you stop that? Oh, you didn't stop, did you? Oh, okay. I have an idea. Pot, meet kettle. How about that? Literally, just a counterstroke. You might go, Larry, that would be mean. It's already mean. They're already mean to him. It wasn't going to change anybody's mind. Same thing with Tulsi. When they go, say he's a traitor, the response is, only traitor in this room is you. It's not me, not him. He literally lets people know that the U.S. government is spying on Americans, by the way, while you're in office, and you did nothing to stop it, still did nothing to stop it, and want more of it. You're the traitor on him? I'm sorry, who spied on us? Was it him or was it you? Oh, it was you, which would make you the traitor. That was the appropriate response. And you might go, Larry, that sounds harsh. It's what Kash did. Now, don't get me wrong, Kash definitely does have more of a experience in that regard, right? In what he's actually doing. Tulsi's a war veteran. Whatever you might say about Lieutenant Colonel, she was a captain or a major. She's recently been promoted to Lieutenant Colonel. I think she was a major, if not mistaken. Maybe a captain, but I think she was a major in a combat zone on active duty. You cannot like Tulsi's policies. I get that. You can say you don't like her policy on this, her policy on that. You should push her on those things. I agree. The idea that you would in any way question her loyalty to the country when you sat your fat ass up here doing nothing while she was sitting in the desert in a combat zone, you probably should shut up, is all I'm saying about that. Again, policy issue, fair game. Fair game. But the idea that you would go, I don't know if if I could trust you. You trusted her when she was in the combat zone as an officer, sitting in the desert. You trusted her then? Did you ask for her to step down? Did you ask for her to resign? You didn't, did you? No, you didn't. You didn't. Could it be because you're full of shit? Yes, that's the reason. That's the reason. That's why. So yeah, so Tulsi should have fought back more, but that's not her personality. She's very much an Army officer, right? And that's good and bad, to be very forward, right? Being the Army officer that she is, you can be confident that if stuff hits the fan, she's going to be hard and tough and she's ready to go. That's good, right? I get that. Also, though, sometimes she can become too rigid in her responses, and sometimes her charisma can suffer because she's that same Army officer. So it's good and it's both, right? Bobby Kennedy, the same thing. He's so damn honest sometimes that's good. I'm glad he's honest, but it can also sometimes come across with, did you have to say that? Like, could you have not said anything? Could you just maybe said nothing? That happens too, right? So everybody's strength is also their weakness. And you can see it in both of those also. So I kind of yapped a bit, but let me wrap it up by saying there is no way, zero chance, and I'll say it openly, zero chance that all of them are denied. And the reason why zero chance is not because they're good or bad. That is not the reason. The reason why there is zero chance that all of them get stopped is because that would mean the Republicans have stopped Trump. So that's why that's never going to happen. That's not going to happen. Okay, let me just say what would happen why is that going to happen? If they were to deny all three of them, again, not going to happen, but if they were, the reason why it won't is that would literally be chopping Trump down and destroying his mandate. While some established Republicans are still mad at Trump, that's true. Some still are. They do not want to destroy his mandate. That's not a thing. They still want his mandate. They still want to take advantage of it. They still want to move on it. So that all three of them getting stopped, never going to happen. Is there a chance one of them might? Maybe. I still think all three are going through, but there is a chance that one of them doesn't. And I'm just saying a chance, possible. If one of them doesn't go through, it'll probably be Tulsi is right. If one of, and that's it, again, if. I still think all three go through. I do. I'm guaranteeing Kash. I feel good about Bobby Kennedy Jr. I think Tulsi, but Tulsi maybe not. And the problem with Tulsi is twofold. Democrats never going to vote for her for sure. Right, for sure. And that Snowden thing makes some people mad. They're all establishment. They hate that. Right? Establishment people all think Snowden is a bad guy. To be very forward, the appropriate answer, if you know what the answer is, When someone says, hey, Larry, we're going to make you secretary of blah, blah, blah. Please speak the words, say the holy words, Snowden is a traitor. And my response is heresy. Snowden is not a traitor. In fact, he's a hero who deserves to come back, be pardoned, and given the Medal of Freedom. That's the appropriate response because that's true. And the reason why it's true is he's made all of these guys us recognize how bad this guy is. These guys are all spying on us. We're spying on us. We're lying to us, are still spying on us, and are still lying to us. So yes, he should come back. He should be pardoned and given the Medal of Freedom. Yes. And given cash and prizes, like whatever, cash and prizes, whole deal. Yes. All of those things. That's the actual answer. For RFK Jr., you're trying to, why do you hate vax or whatever they're going to tell him? And his response should be, our kids are the sickest in the world, and that's your system. You have no answer. You've been letting people come and do this for years. And you say how proud you are of the CDC and the FDA's work. You're proud that our children are sick. What is wrong with you? That's not, you suck so bad and you're so proud of sucking. What is wrong with you? You obviously have a mental disorder. Maybe you should consider getting help, Senator, because you're saying, I'm proud of all the work we did. You're proud of us being the sickest people in the entire industrialized world. You're proud of that. You have a mental disorder. So you should go get some help. That's not something to be proud of. You should not be proud of that. Well, we work hard. I don't give a shit how hard you work. You still suck. Evidence is there. How about stop being so proud and give us some actual results? How about that? That's just my view, right? If my kid is sick and every kid I know has a peanut allergy, or every other kid I know is on a spectrum, or every other kid I know is obese or has diabetes, I don't give a shit about your hard work. Don't care. It means nothing to me. We're going to work really hard to make sure your kids are sick. What's wrong with you? This would be my responses to them. I would be lighting them up. You might go, Larry, but you wouldn't get confirmed. Yes, I would. Of course you would. They're still getting confirmed. I'll just be on TV a lot for saying stupid shit like that. I'd be on TV a lot. That's all. It's brilliant. It's insanely bad. And you don't have to say that they're right or wrong. I mean, that the specific thing is right or wrong. They're clearly failing. Yes. If these people are so bad, and here's the next part. The three people that he put up that they're so mad about, Americans knew that these are the people he was going to put up, and they still voted for him. So if these people are as bad as you say they are, if Kash is this terrible guy and RFK Jr. is this terrible guy and Tulsi is this whatever Russian spy, whatever, if they're those people, America said, Russian spy, crazy guy, blow everything up, or Democrat. I'll go with the spy and the blow up guys. Maybe you should learn your lesson. I mean, you told us all that Trump is the H-man with the mustache. You told us that. And that you also told us that once he gets elected, there will be no more elections. They did say that he's going to cancel elections because he's a dictator. There's no more elections, right? He did say that. They did tell us that. Well, why are you worried about this? There's no more elections. It's over. It's over. Then they went, well, he won, so we're going to have a peaceful transition. If the H-man wins the election, if he's really the H-man and he wins the election, and you go, well, I guess he won the election. Who's going to make the armbands? What? Yeah. Well, he won the election. Okay. What? Yeah. We got a peaceful transition. But he's the H-man with the mustache and the symbol. Yeah. But he won. So who's going to build the camps? You building the camp? I get the hammer. Let's go build the camps. Well, let's not build the camps. Let's not build the camps. Let's not make the armbands. Let's stop the H-man. Well, he wasn't really the H. Oh, you were lying the whole time. Yeah, I was kind of full of shit. Okay, that makes sense. You were full of shit. Okay, got it. So, yes, that's the reality. They were all full of it. That's how it actually works. All right, I ranted for a bit. I do think that all three will get through. If maybe one won't get through, maybe. That's about it. So, yes. Let me keep going down this road if we could. I'm going to see if I can get some of these comments and questions. This is an AMA. I'm looking over at Instagram. SLG Triathlon says, do you think they will all be confirmed? I do. I think all of them will be confirmed. That's what I believe. They all will be confirmed. Maybe, this is a maybe, one might not. If one isn't, it will not be Patel. Patel will make it. Kash Patel will make it. If one's going to not be, it'll be either Tulsi or RFK Jr. And we will know. Kim is asking, when are we going to know for sure? And we will know by next week. By next week, we'll know. No later than next Friday, I think. But by this week coming up. Oh my God, my days just keep going by. Yeah. So yes, by that, absolutely. All righty. If I can keep going, let me grab some comments if I can. All righty. That Liberty Lady asked over on Rumble, has anyone been going through Larry's short withdrawal? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I hope some of you have. I have missed this, to be forward. Yes, I've missed this. Yes, it is definitely challenging for me to be working as much as I've been working recently. I've had a couple of new clients come on board at the exact same time. So yeah, it's been kind of challenging. So, all righty, let me see if I, Peace Logic, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that, guys. Guys, if you want to help out, you can. As you know, you can always click the button known as Lima, India, Kilo, Echo. Please click the button known as like. It does matter. Every time you do that, Mr. Rhythm, you know the guy, his first name is Al, his middle name is Gore, and his last name is Rhythm. That guy, when you click like, he shares it to other people. If you also want to share it yourself, you may. You can repost it, whether that's on Facebook group, on X, whatever the case may be. Please make sure you're subscribing on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook, X, and Rumble. Follow me on all of those if you would. And when you do subscribe, make sure you click all notifications so you get notified. It does matter. If you want to help me out financially, you can super chat me on YouTube or rant me on Rumble. Either of those is great. You can put a super sticker like Peace just did. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Or you can become a member. $49.99 per month. If you click that join button, the more people who become members, the less I have to work, and I can do more of this and do more shows and not be late when I do shows. I could actually have a chance. My team knows this. Sometimes I don't eat. Not joking. Work and then have a show, and I can't eat. So I swap directly from work right to a show, and then I eat after, or I don't eat that night. I know it sounds crazy, but I would not actually do that. Or become a Rumble member if you want to. Click that button known as subscribe, only during the live. Also $4.99. All right, let me grab some comments and get some Q&A. Again, this is an AMA, so I'm very lenient as always. As you guys know, when it's not an AMA, I try to focus on the super chats, and I try to focus on members. During AMA, I'm much more open on those things. So yes. All righty. Vivek says, what do you think of the tariffs on Canada and Mexico? Is the United States getting robbed when to other nations? I am not a fan of tariffs. I'm not. And people are like, but Larry, why don't you say something? Because it's not my biggest issue, to be forward. A lot of libertarians are like, we got to fight Trump because tariffs. I'm like, there's so much stuff going on. It's going to work or it's not. But I'm personally not a fan of tariffs. I think tariffs increase trade wars. Can they work? Yes, they can work if they're used. And I'm going to only hope, I don't know if it's true, but I hope it'll be used. I'm hoping he will use tariffs as a way of getting people to do the right thing, and then he intimidates them into doing the right thing, and then he ends the tariffs. That is my hope. Vivek, I don't know if that's what he's going to do. I don't. Again, good and bad of Trump. The good is people don't know what he's going to do sometimes. That's a good thing for your enemies. The bad thing is we don't know either. So it's not always good. So that can also be an issue. So my gut says I don't like tariffs. It's just not my biggest issue. So I don't really rant and rave about it, right? I am far more concerned about innocent people getting rounded up and thrown out of the country than I am tariffs, if that makes any sense, right? That's my bigger issue with Trump. But the fact that he's doing what he's doing, meaning, as I said this before, people get mad at me. People think I'm all of a sudden I just love Trump, he's best guy. I've never said that. But the fact that he's actually doing what he said, that I love. And I said this before, to those of you who like think, all of a sudden I just love Trump or something. I said it with AOC. I said, I wish AOC did what she said, even though I disagree with what AOC said. She should have done it, right? You should get what you vote for if that person wins. So if she's saying Medicare for all, I do not want Medicare for all, but if she says Medicare for all and you vote for her, she should be pushing every week Medicare for all because she won the election and you voted for her. She should push it, right? That should happen. Again, whether I like it or not doesn't matter. And for the first time in a long time, Trump is a guy who's actually going, I said I would write executive orders, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And if they fight me, they fight me. I said I'm doing it, I'm doing it. All politicians should follow that part of the advice. You say you're going to do it. Even when there's people fighting you. The reason why some people have become powerful at all is not always because they're skilled or smart or any of that, because they're tenacious, right? RFK Jr., whether you like him or not, that dude doesn't stop. He just keeps going. That dude keeps going. He does. He just keeps pushing another idea to keep going. That's why he has any power at all, because he keeps going. Trump, most tenacious. That's why he keeps going. I said it before. When it comes to presidential candidates, the closest to him is Bill Clinton. And Bill Clinton's not as tenacious as him. And Clinton is tenacious. That dude is tenacious. He is. Trump more. Behind him, maybe Nixon. Nixon was tenacious. Ran 3 times, kept fighting, kept going. Maybe Nixon is next tenacious. After Clinton, maybe Nixon. Maybe Reagan. I think it could be an argument for either of those. I could see it. Reagan pretty tenacious too. But I mean, these guys just just pushing. These guys would not stop. And I think that's one of the reasons why. So I went long on that one, Vivek. But overall, not a fan of tariffs. I think they encourage trade wars. I don't know, but I hope he will use it as a way of getting people back. Generally speaking, Trump does use sticks and carrots, but he only promotes, because he's a great marketer, if that makes any sense. He markets himself very well. Even when he's screwing up, he markets himself very well. So he markets the stick. I'm going to hit you with tariffs. I'm going to destroy you. He markets that. But in the back, he's also offering carrots. He does both. When he was talking in the Middle East, right? He was talking, I'm going to destroy whatever, like talking trash. But his people were like, and we'll also give you something, right? So he does both. When it comes to that, he's not, that's one of his skill sets. He's not bad at that at all. So maybe. Hope that was clear. Brian says, finally, he's back. How was hibernation? I was not hibernating, my friend. I wasn't hibernating. When I was in DC, if I count phone work and then physical meetings and then shaking hands and kissing babies and then going to events at night, hibernation was something I was not doing. So yeah, it was a lot, but thank you. Yeah. Actually, I missed the show. I do miss it. Colidi says, happy to see you, Larry. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Absolutely. All right. Hold on, if I can, the Baggin Therapist over on Rumble says, I really hope RFK Jr. makes it in. Our food is so bad. Every time I've traveled outside the US, I always felt better after a few days of eating the local food. Yeah. I say this all the time. I spend my money not on fancy clothes, as you can tell, not on a fancy car. I don't have one. Not on fancy anything. It's not on jewelry. You can see clearly, I don't spend money on any of these things. I spend my money on food, right? That's important to me, right? I definitely do that. Yes. Jerry Deutsch, how are you, sir? So good to see you. Maybe better if they don't get confirmed and can remain part of the resistance. Not sure what happens if they don't get confirmed, right? Not sure, Jerry. I think Patel gets confirmed. If Tulsi doesn't get confirmed, there may not be a place for her. Like, she might be like, all right, well, you could be like my advisor or something. Maybe. But then she'd kind of be working for the guy who got her job. She might be like, I guess I'll go run for governor of Florida or something, right? or no, not Florida, Hawaii. I guess I'll go run for governor of Hawaii or something. I mean, she may go there, which might be good for you, Jerry. So she might do something like that, right? That would make more sense if I'm Tulsi. I would think that'd be more sense for her. If RFK Jr. doesn't get it, he, on the other hand, has the gravitas and the positioning the way he's been set, where he could be like a health czar. Bobby Kennedy Jr. could still stay on board if he's not confirmed, right? I think Tulsi's got to go. Just like you see Vivek. Vivek had to go. Vivek is going to be running for senator or governor of Ohio. I forgot one of those two. But he's running in Ohio, right? Vivek is going to go run in Ohio. They'll probably send Tulsi to go off and run in Hawaii, is my assumption, by the senator or governor or something like that. She's popular enough, Jerry. She could win. She could win that, right? She could win either of those. So maybe she'll go do that. But Bobby Kennedy's probably not going to run for like governor of New York or something. I don't see that happening. I guess in theory it could, but New York is Democrats. Democrats hate him now. So I don't know if he could even do it in New York. I mean, is he run as an independent? Run as a Republican? Man, I mean, his official residence is still New York. So, most states have some kind of residency issue, right? New York, you have to live in New York State for 12 years, I think for 12 years. But each state has their own residency issue. So maybe he runs for something. But the odds I would guess, Jerry, is if he doesn't get confirmed, again, I think he will, he probably gets some other kind of job like health czar or something like that is my assumption. If Tulsi doesn't get it, again, I think she will. If she doesn't, I think she goes and runs for like governor or senator of Hawaii, while Vivek is also running for governor or senator, whatever he's doing for in Ohio. I think governor, whatever that might be. So yes. Matt says, been waiting for Larry to show these idiot Dems in the hearings. I mean, they made themselves look bad, but to people who already thought they looked bad. If that makes any sense, Matt. The people who just wanted them to yell, they look great. Right? If you see what they're talking about now, they're like, we have to keep fighting and fighting and for no reason. Their fighting is useless. Well, what does their fighting do? They keep getting money. Matt, sometimes I feel bad saying this. And I'm not joking when I say it, because sometimes it almost makes me feel like, it almost sounds like I think there's no hope, and that's not true. I do think there's hope. I just want to be clear on what it actually means, what I mean by that. And that is that right now, the Democratic establishment controls the Democratic Party. The Republican establishment is struggling with many of the factions to control the Republican Party. It's not clear-cut at all. Trump right now, and Trump even has faction within his group. He controls the party right now. The establishment is holding on to whatever they can hold on. But they, of course, the Republican establishment does not like Trump. We all know this, right? But they're trying to hold on also. They're all trying to hold on. The problem is the Democrats, again, lost last year. And funny part is, if you know any people who support mainstream Democrats, right? There are a lot of people on the left don't. But if you know someone who supports mainstream Democrats, what they'll tell you is this. They didn't get beaten that bad. It wasn't a mandate. They only lost by, X percent. It wasn't that bad. That's cope. I know people don't like to hear it, but that's cope. That's all that is. Democrats got beaten badly last year. And they should have thought to themselves, that may change. Most people think that. But there's no need, Matt, because they're still raising tons of money. And I know you guys tease me, and you think I'm joking when I say it. Orange man bad is great for Democrats. It just is. The Republicans don't have a similar thing. The closest thing they have is everybody woke. That's the closest thing Republicans have. And that's nowhere near as strong as orange man bad. Now, everybody's woke does work. It does, right? But it's nowhere near as strong as orange man bad, because everybody's woke. I got to fight and beat the woke people, right? Orange man bad. No. He's always in charge. He's always winning. And it's okay. You can be a victim in the case of orange man bad. In the case of everybody's woke, you got to be winning. There's a difference. If that makes sense, right? So they do it. Both sides have their own boogeyman, right? They both sides do. But the Democrats are doing fine with orange man bad. If you notice, even during the hearings, they were saying things like, again, it's whatever. It's RFK Jr. And Trump took the food out of the mouths of babies last night. Remember that? They were talking about Trump shutting down the grants and the loans to the federal government. Okay, but why are you asking me that? It's the next thing I would have worked too, right? If I'm there and someone says, and Trump did this thing, do you agree with Trump on this? You know I'm HHS, right? Yeah, but do you agree he's your boss on this thing? You might as well ask him what my favorite color is. The bearing is the same. Do you agree? My favorite color is green. So you have the same answer. That's literally what I would have said. Like I would have actually said that. I didn't ask you favorite color. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. You asked me about shit that he's doing. Has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. So I don't know. So my favorite color is green. The outcome is the same. And because your question was so insanely stupid, well, you still tell people how dumb you are. You still do. And the next thing is when they go, it's a yes or no question. Here's the response to the yes or no. In my opening statement, if I ever have to do this, my opening statement, Matt, here's what I'll say. And for those of you who are going to say it's a simple yes or no question, you don't get to decide that. You ask the question, I answer it. If you say simple yes or no question, I'm going to make you look dumb. I would actually say those words. So please don't say that. And when they go, simple yes or no, I will go, oh, is that right, Senator? Let me ask you a question. Are you still strangling kittens? Yes or no question, Senator. Have you stopped strangling kittens or not? Are you still doing it or no? Yes or no question. And they would, of course, feel stupid and maybe stop, maybe not, maybe yell back at me. Who cares? I still win. Next part. They have time. Answer the question. I only have 5 minutes. Senator, you made the rules, not me. You made the 5 minute. Did I make the 5 minute rules? No. Then stop complaining to me. If you don't like the fact that I can answer your questions, then don't give me 5 minutes. You made the rules. That would be my response again, which is true. They act like I'm beholden to the rules. You made them. And this is what I would say to them. You made the 5 minute rule so you can yell at me because all you want to do is grandstand. I get it. I don't know why I'm here. You should put a cardboard cutout of me here and you can yell at the cardboard cutout. I can go home and you can get your commercial. You just want to yell at me. If you want to talk to me, you wouldn't have made the 5 minute rule. You made the 5 minute rule, not me. Well, I have 5 minutes. Well, then don't do 5 minutes then. Who's stopping you? I got to show up. If you make me stay here for an hour or 10 minutes, I got to sit here. I'd rather you let me have a cardboard cutout. You yell at that instead. I got things to do. I would literally say those words to them. I'm not joking when I say that. I'm not exaggerating. They can't get mad. They get mad at you. They can't fire you for that. And again, it's not going to change their mind. They're like, man, Larry was mean. No, I'm not going to vote for him. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Oh, man, Larry was mean. Oh, Larry really owned me. I guess I'll vote for him now. That's not a thing. The vote's all done in the back room. This is all circus and show. So I would give them an amazing show, make some of them look really stupid so they would stop it. We'll be okay. So, but here's a Republican thing I tell you. I did tell you this, guys. I did say it. I said literally, the Republicans are going to be talking to RFK a lot about abortion. You see that? And they were all about it. They were like, so, abortion, Trump, right? RFK was, yep, whatever Trump says. Whatever Trump says. That's it. Whatever Trump says. That's all I'm saying. Whatever Trump says. That was it. And they were like, okay, we go for you. That was it. They wanted to make sure he was on Trump's side when it came to that. Otherwise, no, that was a big deal for a lot of Republicans. And RFK was like, yep, whatever Trump says. Okay, yep. So anyway, I hope that was a good answer for you, Matt. Hope that was a good answer. Jared says, I fear that without a manufacturing base, the tariffs will hurt more than help, especially Mexico. A lot of our auto companies making cars there, less so Canada. What do we import from them? No, we do import a lot. Believe it or not, we do, Jared. We do import. The issue is what is supposed to happen, and I hope it does happen, right? And look, I hope it works. I worry it's not a trade war. I hope it works. What is supposed to happen is they will make agreements to build more stuff here, which is what repairs our manufacturing base. So your worry is an accurate and solid worry. Yes, it's a smart worry. I'm hoping, I don't have information on this, so I don't know what's happening. But the way Trump's talking, I hope it's true, that he has his people in Mexico and Canada now saying, look, Open a couple factories in whatever, New England, if you're in Canada, in Southwest or whatever, if you're in Mexico. Open some factories over here. Open some factories over here, and we'll end these tariffs. Or we'll cut them. Or whatever. Just open some factories. That's what I think he wants. I don't know that to be true, Jared. I think that's true. And then this is how he wins, if it works. And again, it might just be a trade war, which is why I don't like it, because it is a gamble. But if it works, whatever. They put 2 or 3 factories in each of them, puts a couple factories back in America. He says, see, I have brought the jobs back. I am the job creator, Trump. I'm amazing. End tariffs. Or cut them to nothing or whatever. That is my hope. I don't know if that's going to happen. I hope that's going to happen. Pete, on time. 36 trillion, 221 billion. 443,082,611.85. And it will get higher and higher. Yes. Michael, 1, 2, 3, 4. Trump declares a trade war. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trump declares a trade war. Absolutely true. Well, not yet, but looking like it. Looking like it. Matt goes on to say, bring on the tariffs. I'm already used to getting bent over from inflation. I'm battle hardened. Yeah. Matt goes on to say, whoever that senator sounds like Mr. Mackey is. Yeah, a lot of the senators are like, obviously, this is the funny part. A lot of them are obviously not that bright. I'm not trying to be mean, but if you're a senator, you would think, okay, sorry. If you're a senator, you're supposed to be smart. I mean, they're not, but you're supposed to be, right? You're supposed to be our representative, our leader. They're not. They're reading simple things. Did you notice that? They were reading like simple things like, my name is Larry Sharpe. They're reading it like it's your name. Knucklehead, it's your name. You shouldn't have to read that. I do this show, in case you didn't notice by how weird this show is, I do this show live with no notes. I'm not like reading stuff. Oh, hold on, let me read it. No, I just do it. So what you're getting is not something my speech, writer wrote. Now, sometimes my team does not like what I say, and they probably would wish that they write my stuff. I'm sure they would. You, Mike. Anyway, I'm sure they'd like to write my stuff, but I don't do that. I just talk. And they can't. They just read stuff. He did sound like an idiot. I completely agree. Yes. Santiago says, all right, Larry was going through sharp withdrawal. Glad I can give you your fix. Give you your fix. I got you covered, brother. I got you covered. Absolutely. So, Peace Logic, of course. Thank you actually on Instagram saying, didn't know you had a live here on Instagram. I'm live on 8 different platforms at the same time. Yes. I'm on 8. How could I possibly get this show out to you? I am so horribly shadow banned since 2020. And for those who don't know, I got shadow banned by 90%. I'm not joking. By 90% in 2020, the second I started saying, and I'll be clear, that the mandates were bad. I didn't even say the stick was bad. I didn't say the Fauci was bad. I didn't say that. I just said the mandate was bad. If you wanted the Fauci, you do you. Just stop forcing people. I just said that. Boom. Turned on overnight. I used to go live on just one thing, like just Facebook. Thousands of views. Just YouTube. Thousands of views. Now, hundreds. So I have to go live on 8 platforms so I can get thousands of views, because I can't get thousands of views on one platform anymore because I've been turned down so much, which is why every single show, multiple times during a show, I bug you to click the like button. That's why I do it. Not because I'm bored. I have nothing better to say. That's not why. It's because I have to go live on 8 platforms so that I can get around this damn shadow battering that I've been having forever. I've been turned down for so damn long. I'm hoping maybe one day, maybe Zuckerberg will love me again. Who knows? But I doubt it. Guys, share it if you can. Subscribe. And I love super chats. Please do that if you can and become a member. I know I keep saying it. It's not because I'm a jerk. Well, I am a jerk, but that's not the reason why I do that. It's because it matters. We have to. So yes. Okay. All right. Let me keep going down here. Jared goes on to say, Bernie was a huge disappointment. I supported him for years, only for him to abandon his principles. Now he's a caricature of his former self. Agreed. Jared agreed. For me, he's the worst one because he recognizes it's a problem. And his answer is, let's just yell at RFK Jr. and bring up onesies. That was insanely stupid. Right? And my response, if it had been me, do you support these onesies? Why do you hate making money so much, Bernie? Are you going to sell your third house on principle? Are you going to sell your third house? Oh, no, you're going to sell your third house on principle. You have 3 houses. There's people, Bernie, there's people who don't have 1 house. Why won't you give one of your houses away? Oh, you won't. So stop getting mad because somebody wants to buy a onesie. What's wrong with you? Are they making billions off the onesies? Are they now the billionaires? Some people don't like your stick. So what? They want to buy a thing that says, I hate the stick. Good. You hate the ouchie. So what? Who cares? That's your big issue. So I'm going to become the HHS director, and you care whether or not somebody buys a onesie, and they go, they're $27. What do you care how much it costs? You got so much worries about somebody else's pocket. How about your pocket? And again, you might say, Larry, you wouldn't say, yes, I would say that. You see me now. Have you seen me do this stuff? Like in public? This is public. This is how yes, I do say the things. Yes. Just say it. What's going to happen? You're Bernie Sanders, dude. To your point, Jared, he's Bernie Sanders. He has far more power than I have. Not even close. Far more reach than I have. Not even close. Far more influence and power. I'm not even in his world. I'm not in his, like I'm looking up at the mountain up there, like for him. Nothing. And he's scared. What's wrong with him? And if I was RFK Jr., scold him. Again, RFK Jr. far more power, influence than I have. Far more. It's by magnitudes. I don't know. Anyway, Matt goes on to say, loved Warren trying to get him to say he wouldn't sue vaccine companies. Yeah. Because again, what they're concerned about more than anything is virtue signaling. So yes. Ryan says, thank you for $2, my friend. Tariffs against Canada is just goofy policy. Again, my hope, Ryan, I hope I come back 6 months or a year from now. I hope. And this goes away because he got his deal, right? He played tough guy and he gave them something behind the scenes, which again, that's his norm. Trump talks, as I said before, like he only has a stick, but behind the scenes, he always also has carrots. It's a thing that he does. So, I mean, look at what happened with Greenland. Talked a bunch of trash, got a good deal. Okay, not mad. I'm hoping that's the same with Canada. Don't know, because I think you're right. I don't like this idea. I hope that he's doing something smart. But with Trump, you never know. You just never know. I hope. Mickey over on Instagram says it's a tool to bring them to the table and level the playing field. I hope Mickey's right. I'm sorry, not Mickey. Mikey. Sorry, Mikey. I called you Mickey. Mikey, yes. I agree. I think Mikey's right. I hope he's right. I'm not sure, but I think that's the best way. Or that's the best outcome that I can imagine, is what I'm saying. I think it is. So yes. All right. Let me grab it. Sal over on Rumble says, just remember that we need the billionaires to pay their fair share. It's true. Is one of the people who pays the lowest percentage of his income and taxes. Yes. The idea that just because someone's making money, that's bad. That's the part that does bother me. Like, if they're making money, it's bad. He ain't starving, right? Is he starving somehow? Is Bernie Sanders starving? Is Elizabeth Warren, is she starving? Is she like, food insecure? I mean, if she is, tell me, I don't think that's true. She's doing just fine. She's got what she needs. And somehow they're mad. And he does it. He makes $27 or whatever. What do you care? And you're going to sit there and sue them and get money. Yes, because when you sue, it takes time, money, and energy. He puts his name on it. And people get on the entire lawsuit because of him. But Elizabeth Warren doesn't know what that is. She's never had a real job. She's been like a teacher and like a politician. She's never had to go out there and hustle. He's had to go out there and hustle. I'm being real. She's only worked for the government, nothing else. That's it. She's never had to hustle. I know I hustle. I haven't had a real job in over 20 years. I have to hustle for my money. Yes, I hustle for my money. Of course I do. I'm not ashamed of that. I never tell you I'm ashamed of that. I'm telling you, give me money every time I talk to you. I'm like, join me, give me money, supercharge me. I'm not mad. Guys, make your money. Pay your bills. I'm not mad at you for that. The question is, are you lying? Are you cheating? Are you hurting people? That's my question. Making your money, get your bag. Make your money, pay your bills, right? If you got a job, some libertarians get hardcore. Guy works for the government. So what, is he paying his bills? Yeah, work for the government. I don't care. I'm not mad at you because you work for the government. If that's the right job for you, get a job, make your money. But why would you attack somebody else? She's attacking the people. Well, you've never had to hustle for your money. Your money just comes flowing right into you. Flowing into you now. Imagine if I could just sit here and have government money flowing into my pockets every single month, which is what happens for her. Government money flowing into her pocket every month. Be set for all my life insurance, set for all my health insurance because I'm working for the government. And when I say that, I mean as a not every government worker has that, right? But obviously, if you're a senator, you got that down, right? You have all that. And not that, again, I'm not even mad at that. If you got a cool job like that, good for you. I mean, really, good for you if you got that kind of job. Amazing, good for you. But then I'm going to have that job and sit there in my ivory tower and go, how dare you make money and pay your bills? How dare you? Huh, peasant, you poors trying to make some place. Huh. What kind of jerk am I? Now, she, of course, also is a millionaire and mad at him because he's going to get a cut. Now, let me ask you, if you want to sue, for those of you who don't know this, you guys know that I do consulting in law all the time. If you want to get a lawsuit against a big company to punish these evil companies you hate so much, you can only make them move if you have enough bodies on the class action lawsuit. That's how it works. Oops, hold on. Why is that? Hold on 1 second. Apologize. And you can only do that if you get enough people on your class action lawsuit. Well, how do you do that? Magic? People just know? No, you have to run commercials. You see them on TV. If you've been hurt and blah, 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 call so-and-so. Have those as class action lawsuits. You have to get a bunch of people on there. That makes them scared. They pay lots of money. They settle. They stop. That's how you punish the company. Well, when RFK, she goes back, and you're on these commercials bringing people in. How else you bring people in? You put a guy who's a Kennedy on a commercial. We'll go, oh my God, it's Kennedy. Oh, yeah, that happened to me. I'm in. That's how you do it. That's the normal way of business. Elizabeth Warren acted like it was the worst thing in the world. And I watched the government do this whole time. The government does this in courtrooms. The government does this everywhere and acts like a normal business practice is somehow evil because money. Because money. Do you know, people call this guy, his name is Larry Sharpe, and he calls people up and asks them for money so they could run for office. Yeah. And you know what he gives them back for that money? Nothing. He just takes their money and gives it to a politician. Yes, it's called fundraising. It's how it works. You get somebody to call somebody and say, hey, support this person who's running for office. Give me money so I can give it to them so they can run for office. Yes, but they don't say that. They go, he does this thing. It's terrible. I'm sorry, you got me way long on that one because all the time I see it in court. I see how prosecutors say this to the jury, and then he sold this thing and got money for it. In fact, he got cash. Okay? Like, it's the government cash, right? Yes, cash. I guess that's evil. So anyway, I've yapped on that one. I will move on if I could. Thank you for that, by the way. Morgan says, make sure to get your language correct, Larry. You know they're going to bring up these clips during your governor race. I can only hope, Morgan. I can only hope. I can only hope they bring it all up so they can yell at me and call me names. I can only hope. I'm going to try. We'll see. So, all righty. Coliti says, Bernie's been on the planet long enough to know better. You know, Coliti, you've given me another reason to be upset. Another reason, and that is, what does Bernie have to lose now? Right? He just ran recently. Was it last year, the year before, whatever, 2 years before, whatever it was, in his 80s. What's he got to lose now? I'm serious, guys. What's he to lose? Unless some miracle happens, he's either not going to run again, right? He's like, I'm 80 something, I'm going to stop running. Or if he runs again, he's going to win again. So he either doesn't run or he's going to win. If you're not going to tie your balls back on now, when are you going to tie them back on? Right? When? I don't know when. When you're retired. Is it too late? It's worse. Look, while I disagree with what AOC did, again, I can understand it. She's young. She's trying to set herself up for the future. Maybe she wants a senatorial run. Maybe she wants a governor run. Maybe she wants a presidential run. Who knows what she's thinking in her head? I don't know. I don't know her personally at all. So maybe these things are I don't know. Again, possible. I could see how she's trying to learn the way, move forward, doesn't want to screw up now and get primaried or whatever. Right? I could see, again, I disagree, but at least it's logical. I could see where her head or her advisors could be telling her, oh, don't do this, do that. I could see all those things. Bernie's untouchable. And I go, that doesn't mean anything. Let me give an example of someone else who's untouchable. Thomas Massie, also untouchable. And what's he doing? Well, he's kowtowing to Republicans. No, he's not at all. He's being his own man. What? He's untouchable. And the fact he's untouchable because he's his own man. They love him. Those of you who don't know, AIPAC tried to literally, now this is going to be demonetized. Probably shouldn't say the word. The A-team tried to primary him. They threw over $1 million and he beat the primary. He beat them. He's the only guy, he said, who doesn't have an A-team man. He's the only one who doesn't have one. His last race, he ran unopposed. Democrats didn't bother putting anybody up. Ran unopposed. For a Congress seat, unopposed. They're like, nobody can beat him. He's unbeatable. It's fine. It's yours. You win. You walked away. That's basically Bernie. So Bernie and Thomas Massie are both untouchable. And Massie always says what he feels when he feels. Always. Even disagree with him. This is why even people on the left still respect him. They may disagree, but they respect him. Because he always says what he feels. He's solid on what he thinks. He doesn't change his mind randomly. If he doesn't change his mind, it's because of a reason. But that's what he believes. He's the most libertarian congressman we have. Hands down. No one's more libertarian than him. That person in Congress does not exist. He is the most libertarian we have, and he does it every time, which is why, again, even the left goes, I disagree, but I get it. That's him. That's where he thinks. I see where he is. Bernie? What happened to him? And untouchable. And untouchable. Yes. Anyway. I got to stop using the phrase anyway. I've stopped. One of them I've stopped already. I got another one I got to stop. All right, I'm going to try. Love Mike K9 says, what's the story on the trader thing? Why was it so important? For those of you who don't know, I'll give you a brief piece. What Snowden did is he worked for the government. He recognized that the government was lying and was spying on Americans. He then mentioned to somebody, they basically told him, shut up. He said, oh, that's how this game is played? Okay. He then took all the information. He stole information. He stole information, gave it not to a foreign government. He gave it to reporters and then tried to flee to Brazil. That's true. I think it was Brazil. Was it Brazil? I think it was Brazil. Tried to flee to Brazil. The government immediately found out what he had done, revoked his passport, and he got stuck in Russia. He couldn't get out of Russia. He was going from Russia to Brazil or Russia to wherever it was. He got stuck in Russia. He didn't go to Russia. He got stuck because the American government took seized his passport and put out a warrant for him, so he couldn't go any further. So he got stuck in Russia, and Putin said, "I'll keep you. Okay, stay." That's what actually happened. Now, what they will tell you, he stole it, and now there were Americans who were in trouble, and he fled to Russia to rub sand in the moon. utter and complete lie, bullshit. Everyone who says it is an embarrassment. They know better. They're lying. They're lying because what Snowden did is he showed that the American government said they weren't spying on us. They're lying. Showed that they were spying on us, and they're still spying on us. And they want that because they support the establishment. Every single person who said Snowden's a traitor, that person deserves to go to Gitmo. Let me say it again. Every senator who said that Snowden was a traitor, they deserve to go to Gitmo. I stand by that because they are the traitor. They're the one who know that the American government is spying on Americans, has been lying about it, and has punished no one, but wants to punish Snowden and lies about it. Snowden did not give this information to a foreign government. Did not have to give it to the press. He did not flee to Russia. He was trying to go someplace else. They attacked him. He was stuck in Russia. That's what actually happened. Not just that. On top of it all, they say he was trying to hurt Americans. He was trying to help Americans. He's an American hero. If you don't think that, you are just wrong. That's okay. You don't, and you please keep watching. It's fine. Keep watching. You can be wrong as to watch. If you don't think that, you're just wrong. He is not a traitor. He is a hero. He deserves nothing but kudos. You might go, this is what I was here. Well, he should stand the ground and do jail time. Why? What are you, stupid? Why? What kind of stupidity? What stupidity is that? He should be standing time in jail. So you're going to let him be in jail for 12 or 10 years, which they always do, 10 or 12 years, in a system that's set to put him away. They're going to, I have been through this. You guys know, I've literally watched the federal government go out of its way to lie and cheat and do whatever it wants. I've had prosecutors openly say he is innocent until proven broke. I'm not. I wish I was lying. I wish I just made that up. The prosecutor system in America, unless you have 6 or 7 figures to spend on your defense, is so rigged. And the federal system is insanely rigged. It's insanely rigged against you. It's not even close. It's so rigged against you. So he spends 10 years in jail or prison. His life is over. He gets convicted. And then 10 years later gets pardoned. So there's 20 years of his life ruined. And nothing changes because you want your system to work. You can take your system and shove it up. You know what? He's a hero, not a traitor. I will never fall back on that. That's a hill I will die on. That's a hill I will die on. He is a hero, period. And deserves to be pardoned and given a medal of freedom. You don't have to believe that if you don't want to. That's okay. You don't deserve Gitmo for that. They do because they know better. That's why they deserve Gitmo. Because they know better. They're doing the spying. They knew it was lying. They are now lying, and they're still spying. That's happening right now. That's why they deserve Gitmo. But if you don't agree with me, it's fine. You don't have to. I mean, still wrong, but it's fine. No worries. Yes. All right. Rick says, since McCarter made Trump a lifetime LP member, we have our first big L libertarian president. Okay, Rick, God, you're killing me. Okay, several things on that. Number one, okay, he's an honorary member, just for clarity. He's an honorary member. That does matter because I'm an honorary lifetime member in a couple of state parties. So just for clarity purposes only, Rick, I'll keep going in a second, but I'm an honorary lifetime member of Iowa, California. Is it Florida? I should go check that. Like 3 or 4 states, which all that means is it's nice. I don't get to vote in Iowa. I don't get to vote in California. I don't have a say in these states, right? I don't. It's a nice little award they gave me because I raised money for them, right? And it's a true story. I think it's Florida, or is it Pennsylvania? Damn it. I should probably check. I know I'm a lifetime honorary member of Iowa and California, but since I don't live in those states, it's an honorary title. That's all it is. So he was given an honorary title, number one. But number two, I am not happy that happened. Just be very, I'm not happy that not happy that happened. So for 2 things. One, it's honorary. 2, yeah, that was not happy about that one. So any case. All right. Let's see if I keep going down here. I'm heading over to Rumble. That liberal lady says, if DNC chair gets their way, all races will have a Dem running. Maybe if LP focused on running candidates, versus which chair is Mises enough from MAGA Kingmaker, who compares himself to Moses. Look, it is my opinion that the LP should focus heavily on ballot access. That's my opinion. I'm not running for chair. I don't want to be chair. Whoever's chair is chair. I get it. I'm not fighting it. It's fine. That's my opinion. I'm not like him being an honorary member, not the end of the world. Not something I would have done. How about that? That can I go there, Rick? Not something I would have done. I'm not a fan of that move. Anyway, I hope I answered all of those questions. All right. Let me keep moving. Rick says, Tulsi, Lieutenant Colonel. Yes, but when she was in combat, I don't think she was. I know now she's a lieutenant colonel. She's a light bird now. I think she was a major when she was in combat. That was my question, Rick. Not what her rank is now. I think was she a captain? If someone could check, I'm not sure. I feel like she was a major. That my head said she was a major when she was in combat, but it might not have been. So yes. Adrian says the Medal of Honor winner sitting 3 feet to the left of her thinks she's honorable. Yep. Christine says Tulsi was their darling when she came on the scene, but she wouldn't play ball. Also true. Yes. Joel says Snowden's advice to Tulsi was to say the words because he knows. Snowden knows. He knows. I tease you guys all the time when I talk about how it's a religion, right? It is. It is. Not saying that Snowden is a traitor. That's heresy. That's heresy. How dare you insult the church? That's heresy. This is medieval Christianity, right? This is medieval Christianity right now. This is the Crusades. That's what it is, Joel. Say the words. Repent your sins. That's what this is. You're completely correct. And Snowden knows because they put his ass in exile. He got excommunicated for sacrilege and heresy. He got both. He got sacrilege and heresy. You can't come back from that. You can't come back from that. You could maybe come back from one. Repent well enough. Maybe spend some time in a monastery. Maybe you can come back from one. Nunnery. Maybe you can come back from two. You can't come back from heresy and sacrilege. You can't come back from that. So that's why he's in Russia. He said it because he knows the punishment of excommunication. He's literally feeling it now, Joel. So he was like, say the words. Just say it. I forgive you. Say the words. You have to. You are literally in the Inquisition. Torquemada is there, right there in the Inquisition. The Inquisitor has come. Say the words. Save your soul. That's what's happening right now. I wish this wasn't true. I tease, but it just keeps coming up, doesn't it? It just keeps coming up. So Christine says they double down on their lies to convince the low info followers. That's sadly true. I wish you were wrong, Christine. Again, I wish that was incorrect, but that is. Yeah. But not just that, those who are starting to doubt, right? And the word they have is you look at some place like MSNBC, which is struggling, CNN struggling. What does that tell them? Damn, these people, they're not coming back to the church. What are we gonna do now? They give us all our money. What are we gonna do now? We're in trouble. They're not believing it. So you might think, well, no. Preach fire and brimstone. What's the old saying? Sometimes you got to preach to the choir. Sometimes you got to preach to the choir. And boy, you're right, Christine. They preach to the choir. They were like, come back in. Come on back in. Fire and brimstone. Fire and brimstone. Come on back in. That's their hope. I think you're right. Yes. So, absolutely. All right. Grace says, healthcare is so expensive, and they're proud of that. Yes. Thank you, Grace. Why are they proud of that? Expensive and limited access for the people who need it most. And they're like, we're so proud of they're always proud of how hard they work. Remember I was bringing this up? And this, by the way, is a common thing for any establishment. If you're an establishment politician, you always have to say the hardworking men and women of they do so much hard work. You got to keep saying that. Why? Why? It's a serious question. It's almost like the lady doth protest too much. Is that the saying? Like, why? You got to keep saying that. Seems kind of odd. But yeah, seems kind of odd. Yeah, absolutely. P says, telling Bernie he has a mental disorder. Can you imagine Larry ranting at Congress? We have the sickest kids in the world. What's wrong with you? Yes, I would literally say, what's wrong with you? Why are you proud of that? You're sitting here going, and I'm so proud of the men and women of the FDA and the CDC and blah, 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 Howard. You're proud that we have the sickest kids in the world. That's a win for you. You're winning. You're winning. Is my camera? Hold on. There we go. All right. Yes. Yeah. You're winning. You're not winning. That's not something to be proud of. That's not something to be proud of. And they are. Joel says, will you do what your boss asked you to do? I will follow the law and the Constitution. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I'll follow the law and the Constitution. That's no. You have to insult your boss. You must. Okay. This is what they're going to say. Will you say the orange man's bad? No, he's my boss. But the orange man is bad. Okay, but he's my boss, so I'm not gonna. Right? I'm not gonna say the orange man. Say the orange man is bad. Say the orange man is bad. That's all they want. Say the words. And here's the worst part again. It's not like they're gonna vote for him anyway. So it doesn't even matter. So the Inquisition is just to be punished. It's just like 1984, right? In the end of the book or the movie, they punished the hell out of Winston just to punish him. Like, he's still not going back. Like, you're not helping him. You can say the words and we're still going to, doesn't matter, but you need to say the words and we're still going to keep punishing you. Doesn't matter. Same thing. Same thing. Kim says, Bernie Sanders lost my respect. It was very tough. Yes. Yes. Grace says, Larry, if only you were nominated for that cabinet position, you'd probably get elected. And if you didn't, you would put Team Gold on a map. Maybe one day I still will. You never know. Maybe one day I still will. We can hope. So we can hope. So, all right. Let's see here. Dave says, TBF, to be forward, to be frank. Trump did say that Christians won't have to vote again because it'll be fixed. Okay, I don't doubt he said something like that, but yes. But that's not what the MSNBC told me. MSNBC told me that if he's elected, there will be no more elections. I'm not joking. That's actually what MSNBC anchors said. There'll be no more elections. That's what they said. That's not what he's not gonna stop elections. He was never gonna. But that's what he said. So why do they care then? They called him the H-man, right? We saw that, right? We weren't kidding. We saw that, right? Absolutely. Yes. Okay. All right. Andrea says, we missed you, Larry. I was having lab withdrawals this weekend. That's why I'm back. I have returned. I have returned. You all may rejoice. I have returned. And I'm going to be back tomorrow, too. I will be back tomorrow also. Yes. I will also be there. Yes, I will be back. 100%. So she does say it's called fasting. It is. The other week, 2 weeks ago, I did a 3-day fast. Very proud of myself. The 3-day fast a week or two ago. I may do another one. It was good for me, and I have really gone out of my way to try to eat better when I'm so busy. It's hard, as you know, any of you who've been very busy, it becomes more and more challenging to eat right when you're busy. It just does. It's the way it is. That's not an excuse, Andrew. I'm not saying I can't do it. Not saying that, and I still have been good. It just takes more time. It's more challenging, right? When you're doing many more things and busier and your mind, it becomes more challenging. So yeah, I'm doing that. Yes. Adrian says, what do you think of Shanahan's vow to put her money out against those who don't vote to confirm? I love Nicole Shanahan. Love her. She's amazing. Yes, yes, and yes. Love that she literally said, Bobby Kennedy will play nice, but I won't. You go. She's got the cash, she's got the personality, she's got the connections. She can make it all happen. Now, I'll give you one part I wish she had done, Adrian. We should have done it earlier. And the problem is, most of the people now who are behind Bobby Kennedy Jr., this is their first foray into this swampy world. They don't know how bad it is. I say it all the time. It's the mafia. This is the mob. That's what it is. Michael, what do you mean by that, Larry? I don't mean this like many libertarians call like it's thugs. That's not what I mean. I mean, it's true, but that's not what I mean. What I mean is there's no legal process to fix things, right? If I promise something and I don't do it, oh well, what are you gonna do? But you can't call the cops. You don't. There's no court system for that. Whatever. You enforce your contracts via street justice. You enforce your contracts via leverage. I was called leverage. You have to have leverage, right? So leverage, generally speaking, is either money, votes, influence, or some combination. Often jobs, right? You have these things you can give or you can control. Therefore, you have leverage. People listen to you or worry about you. The only reason why I have any leverage, and I have nowhere near the leverage that someone like RFK Jr. has. Again, magnitudes. I have some minor leverage in New York State, depending upon where you are voting. That's the extent of my leverage, right? Which again, by magnitude smaller, right? But why would I? Because people still know I have some influence. Again, depending on where you are in New York State, what the race is, a little bit. So they might say, Larry, can you come help for this or for that? They don't make me angry because I might say something that can affect somebody in my little small world. RFK Jr. is massive. Shanahan's massive, right? If Shanahan wants to drop a check for 7 figures in a primary, she can do it if she wants to, right? So, Adrian, you're running, some local place. You're a Republican. You vote against, Bobby Kennedy. And she goes, okay, you can't primary now. She finds a Maha candidate in your area and says, here's $5 million running against Adrian. Now you might go, well, they have lots of money. Not to run in primaries. It's hard to raise that kind of money in the primary. You can do it, but it's very hard. And if you raise that kind of money in the primary, now you got to do that same thing in the general election. They might go, wait a minute, why does that matter? Here's the reason why. If you're in a seat that's pretty safe, generally speaking, pretty safe, you haven't earmarked any money for your campaign, or a very small amount, in case somebody shows up. If it's very gerrymandered, the Democrats go, I can't run much. I might throw a couple bucks just for a show, but that's it, right? That's all I'm gonna do. In fact, in some states now, like this last year, Nebraska, 2 years ago, in Utah, Democrats didn't even run a candidate for Senate. They're like, we can't win. We can't even raise any money. Ran nobody. So even that happens. Well, now all of a sudden, you want to run in some state, Kansas, wherever, Idaho, wherever, and in comes Shanahan with $5 million. You got to fight that $5 million, right, against Shanahan. You got to now become more right than you ever become now, right? Even if you weren't right, you going more right to make sure you can win this damn thing, right? So once you then win it, now you're farther right. The New Democrats go, whoa, we're going to run now too. And now they're going to raise $5 million. So you got to fight Shanahan's $5 million in your primary. Then you got to fight Democrat $5 million that you weren't even going to fight because Democrats weren't going to run anybody. And now they're like, oh no, you weak now. Okay, now we're going to run somebody too. Now, are your donors prepared for that? What if they're not? What if the Republican Party now goes, you know what? Trump is doing well. You made Trump angry. And now Trump is petty. And Trump goes, oh, is that right? Don't give him any money. And now Trump threatens. Trump threatens the other people who would give you money. That if you mess with him, he will punish them. Adrian, you're in trouble now. Like you're like, okay. Okay. I was just kidding. I've always loved Bobby Kennedy Jr. My only issue is I wish he'd done it earlier. You might go, Larry, that's cruel. That's mean. That's the game. It's the mafia. I wasn't kidding when I said that. It's the mob. That's how you do it. Sal over on Rumble, he says, Brendan Herrera made Tony Gonzalez spend $10 million in their primary race. Brent spent $1 million and lost by 400 votes. Wow. Yes, exactly. So if Gonzalez has to spend $10 million against one, what happens when Shanahan puts $5 million in? You gonna pay $50? How are you gonna do that then for the Democrat? Yeah. And then what if now the Republicans say, I don't know if you could win now. I don't want to put my money into you because you're going to lose. So your point's very well made. And that's what I mean. You asked what I think about it. It's great. I just wish you'd done it earlier. If anything, just do it earlier. Hammer them right away. It's kind of the only way of doing it. So, yes. All righty. Joel says the fair tax would work far better than any tariffs or trade deals. Probably true, but the odds of you getting the fair tax, zero right now. Not a thing. I mean, could have happened. If it could ever have happened, this 4-year terms that I shot, only because Trump has talked about getting rid of income tax. I don't know if it's going to happen, but at least he's talked about it, and that hasn't even been talked about. So, yes. Ryan, thank you for the $5, my friend. I appreciate it. Larry, we missed you. I was battling sharp withdrawal by yelling at some conservative influence on X. Sometimes it just has to be done. Agreed. Sometimes you just got to do it, man. I'm with you. Thank you so much for $5, brother. I'm back. I am sorry that I'm sometimes insanely busy. I know sometimes I am. So, yes. I'm not saying I'm working hard. I'm not saying that. I mean, maybe I am, but I'm busy for sure. That's for sure. Yes. Mike says, with convention of states, we are moving along in the process and believe we will get some more states issues that can get bipartisan support. It's a slight amendment to president's pardon and EO power. You agree? I don't know. In the past, I would have absolutely said no to this. Now I'm shifting on this one, Mike. I'm not sure now. I worry about the pardon piece, meaning I know that both Biden and Trump have really done a lot with damn pardoning. I know, I'm aware of that. However, our laws are garbage. Our judges do not stop them. Someone's got to be able to do it. And if you get rid of it from the president, then no one can stop these bad laws. That's my worry. This is why I hesitate to stop the pardon, even though, what's Biden, 14-year unconditional? And then Trump, look, I think we all know, everyone, whatever side you're on, knows that there were some unfair prosecutions on the people from the 6th. You know what I mean, right? But regardless of what you might think to that, everyone would agree two things. One, there were some unfair prosecutions. At the same time, there were some guys who did some bad things. There was both there, right? Both were there. We can disagree on how much of each. I think that's a very good argument to have on how much of each. But everyone would agree there were some BS prosecutions and there were some bad guys. And he did blanket? That was a mistake. Now, I know you might go, wait a minute, he was rushing. He wanted to get him out. I agree on timing. You know what? Put your team together 3 months ago to go through them and go BS. Oh, this dude. Okay, no, you're staying. Okay, you're staying. This dude. Oh, you're staying. I do think it was a mistake. So with that in mind, the BS done by Biden, the BS done now by Trump, still don't know if I want to change the pardon piece. Executive orders, absolutely yes. But it's the second part, though, right? Congress won't do its job. But yes, executive orders I'm way open to. Pardon, I'm still concerned. I am concerned. So, in any case. All righty. P says, thank you for the $5, my friend. When running, where does most of the money go? $2 million, $5 million advertising? Isn't there a point of no return on reach money gets you? Yes and no. Is there a point of, is there kind of diminishing returns on certain types? Yes, there is. Absolutely. But then you go to other things, right? Example I'll give you is with RFK Jr. Super Bowl ad, right? That was $7 million, one ad, right? So even that kind of thing. You might say, well, we do Facebook ads and now it's over. Yes, maybe, but now you don't go from Facebook to Instagram or to, people holding signs or to door knocking, right? There's so many things you can do, right? And you can door knocking itself is very effective if you get people out there actually knocking on doors, that more signs. There's many ways. You can drop a lot of money on advertising. You really can. And of course, you raise money, you use money to raise money. And the more money you raise, the more press you get, which I know doesn't make much sense. It's very different in business. If you're in business, and Peace is a businessman also. So if you're in business, you might go, well, Larry, if it costs me $500,000 to make $500,000, well, what good is that? I didn't make any money. I spent $500,000 to make $500,000. I'm in the same spot I was in. That's not progress. In business, that's accurate. That's not accurate in politics. In politics, he's raised $1 million. I know that sounds dumb. And if you're a business person, that sounds really dumb. If you're a politician, that's actually how it works. Wait a minute. He spent him $500,000. Yes. To raise $500,000. Yes. So he's in the same position he was in 3 months ago. Yes. No difference. Yes. In fact, he's lost money because he's also been paying for other things. So he's actually just lost money. Yeah. So what's the headline? Larry Sharpe raises $1 million. That's the headline. So if I was a business person, they'd be like, oh, Larry's a terrible businessman. Yeah. You're a politician? I was a great politician. So I know it's different, but there is value in the press in just raising the money. So it's very different. For some of you who've run for office, you know what I mean? If you haven't run for office, that may sound stupid, but it's kind of true. So, yes. All righty. Christine says, organic food, clean eating is where it's at. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. So, all right. So we go down here. All righty. Cade, was that right? Dump Trump would not know how to use targeted tariffs. He's a trade protectionist and is going to end, if I get in trouble on YouTube for that one, global supply chains. I say it again, I hope you're wrong. But I get your worry. Look, I know a lot of people blindly like tariffs because Trump screams tariffs all the time. Tariffs are dangerous. Cade, you're right. Tariffs are dangerous. They could fail horribly. You're correct. I'm hoping, and we're going to find out the hard way, sadly, I'm hoping that his team is using them as a tool to get what they want. That is my hope. I hope you're wrong, Cade, but it's a valid concern. It can, look, we talk about it. It's in the past, it has failed. I hope it's true. Christine says the tariffs are leverage. Trump is a wily businessman. I think he'll use it until it doesn't work. I hope you're right. Again, I hope you're right. Angel, the same thing. Hopefully the tariffs are being used as bargaining chips. I hope so too. Yep, AKA. We're all on the same page. I'm glad we all recognize this. This is not just a simple thing. Tariffs are a dangerous tool. I hope he uses them correctly. I'm not sure if he will. But yes, I could definitely see that happening. I could definitely see it failing. I hope it doesn't. So, yes. All right. Kim says, I've had a very bad week, so it's actually needed Larry to take a break. Oh, thank you. Might miss Thursday's show. I am glad that we're able to chat, Kim. I'm glad you're on board. I apologize that I haven't been able to come on. I will try to come on more and more again this week. I should be back in action. I don't have to go to Jersey. I don't have to go to DC this next week. I don't think. I might have to go one day. Maybe. But probably won't have to. So I should be able to do much more of this if I can. So yes. Jerry goes, Tulsi for governor of Hawaii. I agree. I would love that. Yes. Yes. Christine says, I think Tulsi could do what you do, Larry, to do a podcast. No, Christine, I wish it was true. No. What I said, I love Tulsi. She's very much an Army officer. That's really who she is. She's an Army officer. And it makes her sometimes too straight and narrow for a job like this. The people who do this best can just go, right? Right? And she's an Army officer. No disrespect at all meant. In fact, respect. Just, this is not for her. This is not for her. Come on, you see the stuff I do. You see how I act. It is not for her. Different personalities. That's what I will say. Different personalities. So Mike says, it's governor, not senator. Thank you for that. You're right. Right. Now that you say it, Mike, you're right. It's governor. Thank you for Vivek. Right. Governor, not senator. I got those. Yeah. Back and forth. Thank you. Donna says, glad to hear you think RFK Jr. will get confirmed. His movement's too big and the American people have spoken. I do think he's got a good shot at getting confirmed. Yeah, I do. Yes. Kim says RFK will not get confirmed. RFK is needed to help clean the swamp. Swamp monster working hard to keep him out. They'll be okay with RFK being Hellstar, but not HHS. I think you're right in that that's what they want. My word. And there was one thing that got me scared. To be fair with you, Kim, there was one part that got me scared. And that was when that one senator, Casey, I've forgotten the one Republican senator who says, I'm a little bit worried about confirming you because if there's an outbreak and people get hurt, they're going to blame Trump. And when he said that, I was like, God damn, that's not good. Why is that? There we go. Thank you. There we go. Was it Senator Cassidy? There we go. Yeah, maybe it's Cassidy. Maybe it's him. Thank you for you guys. Wow. My chat. You guys are amazing. This chat is amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I think it was him, Cassidy, when he said that. And the reason that is then that gives a Republican an excuse to say they're supporting Trump by not supporting Trump. That did worry me, which is why the only one I'm saying for sure is going to make it is Patel. That's for sure. He's going to make it. They might lose one, but they really can't lose two. And again, my logic behind this is if you start pushing away all of Trump's people, you now start getting rid of Trump's mandate by default because you give Democrats, now you give them ammunition, right? It's not going to happen. But if the Republican establishment hated Trump so much, and they don't this much, again, it's not going to happen, but I'm giving you the concept of it. If the Republican establishment hated Trump so much that they were prepared to lose the mandate, not true. If it was true, they would sink all three of them. These are the most popular ones he's put up, sink all three. You sink all three, Trump is in trouble because now the Democrats get all the ammunition. See, even Republicans don't trust this crazy Trump. They have tons of ammunition. Trump looks bad, and Trump is vindictive, and he's petty. You can be mad at me for saying it. It's true. You all know he is. He's petty, and he's vindictive. And now he will turn his guns on the traitors and not Democrats. He will turn it, and he will fight them, and there will be a civil war within the Republican Party. Trump would wind up having a lot of problems. You will watch his entire first couple years collapse, and he'd be same as last time when he ran, everything was slowed down by the swamp. The swamp would have slowed down again. Again, they're not. I'm telling you how it would work if they were like, we don't care. If the Republican establishment was like, we don't care, we don't want Trump around, we're prepared to take a hit, we don't care, let's sink him. If that's what they're thinking, they get rid of all three. Trump turns his guns internally. The Democrats have all the ammunition in the world to say how bad Trump is. 2026 goes poorly for them. That's the nuclear option. We don't want him that bad. Now, that's not how they're thinking. Because Trump's people have been savvy. If I've been telling you this from literally last year, once he won, what did I say? I said he's been making deals with the establishment so this doesn't happen. That's why you got a Marco Rubio as Secretary of State, right? That's why you got a John Thune running the Senate. These are establishment guys. That's why you have it, right? So Mike Johnson's still speaking. Now, Mike Johnson is not as establishment as freaking John Thune or Marco Rubio, but he's on the board of establishment too. So Trump made some deals so this wouldn't happen. That's why I'm saying they're not Trump on all three. If Trump had come through like a bull with a china shop, I'm trashing the world, only my people, go to hell, then that might have happened. He didn't do that. That's not going to happen. So, but is there a chance that one of them goes down? There's a chance. It could happen. They might push one back. Now, again, if you push back Tulsi, she runs for governor of Hawaii, right? If you push back RFK Jr., he becomes Hellstar. That's what probably happens. So, yes, these are all good points. I hope that makes sense. But I don't think they're going to drop all three. I can't see it. All right, over on Rumble, Mike has bad knees says he only has 2 years to get things done. Okay, yes, but he has 2 years to show results. He can keep getting stuff done for 2 more years after, Mike, to be clear. But if, and again, for those of you who are Trump supporters, you better hope that this guy is able to actually get stuff done in 2 years. That's why he said he gave everybody 2 years to show results. If he can show results in 2 years, he's going to be a hero. And if you don't like Trump, you're going to be mad at that. This is true. If he does show results in 2 years, he's going to be a hero. If he doesn't, Democrats are going to blame him for every problem in the world, and he's going to be in trouble. Mike has bad knees is correct. If he doesn't end the wars in 2 years, if he doesn't, turn around inflation in 2 years, if he doesn't do these things, again, when Mike Voss was with me on the show, I said him saying that golden age thing, that's a gamble. That's a gamble. If there's not obvious results in 2 years, he's going to eat those words. If there's results, though, again, there's the advantage. If there's results, if Trump actually is able this year to end both of these wars and to make actual peace treaties in both of these wars, if he can magically, I don't know how he does it. If he does, he can do it. I don't even know if he can. If he can make it to where Israel actually has safe borders and the Gazans have an actual government at the end of this year, he will literally win a peace prize. I'm not joking. If he can do it. I don't think anybody can do it. But again, we're doing a lot of ifs, ands, and buts. You guys always ask me for these hypotheticals. So I'm giving you hypotheticals. If he could do that, he literally wins a Nobel Peace Prize. And I'm not joking when I say that. Imagine Trump winning a Nobel Peace Prize. That would happen if he could actually get those two things in Israel. Israel having safe borders and the Gazans have an actual government. There's no doubt. I'll bet money on it. I would bet money on it. He would win a Nobel Peace Prize. And, of course, also end the Ukrainian war. Guaranteed Peace Prize. Now, can he do it? I don't know. Can he stop both wars in 2 years? Yes. That he can do. Can he stop both wars in 2 years? Yes. In fact, this I'll say with Mike has bad knees on this one. If he doesn't stop both wars in 2 years, he's going to take a bath. He has to stop both wars in 2 years. And it can be done. That's not impossible. He could do it. He could do it this year. He could stop both wars this year. He could stop them both. Can he get the right peace treaty for both? We're going to move on to that one. So, yes. Christine says, Orange Man bad's a moneymaker for so many. Guys, I told you this a long time ago. They're not mad. Yes. Jean says, my school bus was a nut-free bus. Now it's a food-free bus. Kids are allergic to so many foods that the school district doesn't even want to take a chance of having an allergic reaction on the bus. Is it the food or the food additives? Wow, I didn't even hear that. It's a food. Wow, there's so many allergies. Wow. Everywhere I go, people, when I go to any restaurant now, they always go, does anybody have a food allergy? They have to say that. And you're proud, CDC and FDA. You're so proud. Gene, this is my point. Why are you proud of that? Why are you proud of that? You should not be proud of that. That's nothing to be proud of. So, yes. Vivek says the hearing should be changed. No time limits on 2 questions. One general, one specific to the senator's state. And questions can't be yes or no. Ooh, I like those rules. But see, here's the problem, Vivek. You're thinking logically, and you're thinking what would make sense, and they actually care what the guy says. None of that's true. That's the issue. None of that's true. It's that they do that so they can grandstand. The entire point of these, as I've said before, is to grandstand. Why did I say? We're going to send you questions in writing you have to answer. I would answer all the questions the same. One, just yes or no. That's what I'd write yes or no. You said yes or no question. I write yes or no. All the questions. Take that. I don't care. I don't. I would be bad at these things. I would be bad at these, but I wouldn't care because it doesn't matter. So Andrea goes on to say the subject matter is nuanced and cannot be answered with yes or no. Of course not. But again, they don't care. Andrea, you and Vivek are saying common sense logic. Yes. But that's not what they care about. That's the problem. Right? They don't care about that. They're like, how can I grandstand? That's what they care about. So, yes. Down here if I can. All righty. Morgan says, wasn't one of Trump's executive orders for insurance companies to fully fund IVF? I don't remember. Is that true? I don't remember that. Maybe. Mike says, Canada will get hurt a lot more than us. Yes, this is a good point, Mike. But the question is, how much are Canadians and the Canadian government prepared to suffer for pride? And that number may be very high, right? That amount may be very high. I don't know the Canadian people that well. I haven't spent much time in Canada. I haven't been in Canada in years, so I don't know. But if the Canadian people are like, I don't care, go to hell, USA, they may be happy to take that. I don't know that, right? I'm hoping not. I'm hoping whoever the supposedly incoming prime minister of Canada is actually more right-leaning and actually supports Trump a whole lot more. I think he comes in, makes a deal with Trump. He's the hero. Trump's the hero. Everybody wins, and the tariffs go away. That is what my gut says, right? Because he already talked about it. I forgot a guy's name. He's a French name. Surprise. But he has a French name, and whatever the guy's name, I forgot his name. He's supposed to be coming in, and if he comes in, he's supposed to be having a good conversation with Trump already. Like they're already talking. So you are correct, but that doesn't mean anything. If you see what I'm saying, they may be like, I don't care. Then we'll pay the price. Example of that is, look at Iran. Iran's hurting, and then people's like, we'll stand by. We'll keep doing it. Cuba, we'll keep doing it. So North Korea, I mean, the people, who knows what they think, but yeah, even them too. So yes, 100%. Kitty says, make Detroit great again. Yes, I love that. Absolutely correct. All righty. If I can grab down a couple of these. Dave says, Larry, what will probably happen is Trump will increase tariffs a year later, blaming the Canadian tariffs for the increase, and Trumpicans will say, see, Canada wants trade war. Huh. So you think he turns it around and blames Canada for it? That's a tough one, because the reason why I think it's a tough one is he is proud of his trade war. I don't think he turns it. I think he's proud of it. I think he's proud of it. Morgan says, no notes, Larry. True. Mike Boss in the house. How are you? Just talking about you. Yes, it was so insulting when Dem said RFK does what Trump says. That's the job. That's why it's by the pledge of the president. Pure emotional manipulation. Yeah, you're kind of, you serve at the pledge of the president. You're kind of supposed to do what he wants. That's the point. You work for the president. You're under the executive branch. That's yes. That's yeah. It's like, Mike, I'm going to hire you and I'm your boss and we do what I say. No, Larry, keep paying me. I'm not going to do what you say. But then why to hire you? Yeah, absolutely. Yes. That's funny. Michael says, yes, my writings are good. Mike would write stuff for me. He would. That's true. He would. I'm not making it up. He would do it. He would absolutely do it. Yes. He would totally do it. Totally true. So, all righty. Searching Story says, tariffs are brilliant. Very soon, Canada and Mexico will do whatever Trump wants, in my humble opinion. Brother, I hope you're right. All I'm saying is tariffs are challenging, right? Tariffs are challenging. They're not easy. I hope you're right. And I think Trump tends to negotiate with both carrot and stick. So it's not crazy to think that it's true. I hope that's true. Yes. Kitty says, few things demonstrate one's brain power better than improvisation, which means, Larry, you are very smart with big brain. I got big brain. Thank you so much. There we go. Sal the Hamster says, Pierre, this is over on, so I can find one. This is over on Rumble. He says, Pierre Purlevier, who is your think? That's something. Thank you. So yes, I know it was a French sounding name. Pierre. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yes, that's the guy. He is more conservative than Trudeau. Well, almost everyone's more conservative than Trudeau. But within Canada, he's on the conservative side, and he's much more of a Trump supporter than Trudeau was, and they've already talked. So I think it may be better. That's all. I think. Thank you for that, Sal. I appreciate that. I couldn't remember who that person was. Excellent. Missy says, I love that you don't write anything down, Larry. It helps make you relatable. I'm relatable. Matt says, the Fauci ouchie. I'm dead. That's not mine. I kept calling it the stick. And then I forgot who told me. Someone here. Was it you, Kim? Someone told me I got to call it the Fauci ouchie. I forgot Who told me that? I stole this off the chat. I would love to take credit for that, but that wasn't me. Someone else is the one who said that. Yes, someone else said that. Ryan said, Kaiser is better than funny mustache man. True. I think the Kaiser actually cared about his country, right? Not that I'm for, not that I'm for oligarchs or whatever, monarchs. But yes, if I have a choice, if my only choice is Kaiser Wilhelm II or Adolf, if those are my two choices, I'm taking the Kaiser. You're right. If I've only got two choices, I'll take the Kaiser. 100%. 100%. Yes. I got this. That's my two choices. Ryan, that's the choices. The H-man or the Kaiser. Anyway. Peace, thank you for $10. Today I talked to both Larry and Mike Voss about AI solving division. Voss thinks no, too much bias in programming. True, but there are people that can solve this. AI tells you what's BS. Thoughts? I'll go back to what I always say. Any tool, to include AI, any tool will always work better when it's hand in hand with a human, right? The example I always give, it's an older one, but I think it still does work here, is computer chess. When I was a kid, the chess games that came out, the top computer games, I could beat, right? When I played a lot of chess when I was a kid. My father taught me when I was like 4 years old. So I played a lot until he died, then I stopped playing. I beat my father for the first time when I was 11. Yeah, I was 11 when I beat him. He died when I was 12, and I never played again. I don't really play chess anymore. But once in a while with my daughters, I'll show them how, but I don't really play. He was the reason why I played. And I was very good as a kid. And so I could beat all the computers as a kid. But as a kid, as it got better and better, and computer chess now, as you know, AI is amazing. It got to a point where chess masters only could beat the computer, right? Then it got to the point where the computer beat the chess master. So now what beats the computer? Chess master and computer, right? So generally speaking, that's how it works. And that goes from computers to the horse and the plow, right? So people used to use the plow, then a horse could plow. The horse could plow better than a human. Okay, what works better than a horse and a plow? Human guiding the horse. Again, so that human guiding the thing is always going to be better. So I think AI, I agree with Mike that it can't solve this division. However, I think humans using AI can. That is my view on that. I think together, yes, it can be solved. I completely agree. Together. That's my answer. So, all righty. Peace goes on to say, the onesies may be a collector item now because of Bernie. 100%. I'm sure Bernie trying to get mad at that, right? They flew off the shelf now. I'm sure there's no more left. Everybody bought them. I'm sure they did. Yes, I'm sure they did. Absolutely. I'm looking over at Rumble, and Mike has bad knee says, Fauci ouchie came from Alex Stein originally. I did not know that. I heard it here. So that may be where it's from. So yeah, there we go. I heard it in the chat. I believe it was Alex. If it was Alex, I believe it. So yes, I've actually met him a couple times. He is as obnoxious in person as he is on TV. He is. Yes, he is. You get what you see. That guy's who he is. You get it. It's true. You get it with him. So absolutely. All righty. Let me keep going. Mike says members of Congress still sleep in their office. Is that true? I didn't even know that. I believe it. Okay. Matt says Greenwald said he met him in Hong Kong. Yes, he was trying to escape. Yes. Christine says, stop saying anyway. You sound like Biden. Mike told me that. He said, I got to stop saying anyway. You guys got on me for saying 100% all the time. So I stopped saying 100%. Well, I didn't stop, but I don't say it as much. Now I got to stop with this anyway thing. Mike, 100%. You guys are all teasing me. All right, I got to keep going. Christine says Mike Lee's pretty cool too. I like Mike Lee. I do. I've met him more than once. We were together at Freedom Fest a couple of times. I do like Mike Lee. I agree with you. And he, to be forward, if you notice, Christine, he was concerned in Utah one year, last time he ran. Mike Lee's a popular senator in Utah. For those who don't know, he's a Utah senator, or one of Utah senators. The other one's Mitt Romney, obviously. And he's conservative, but also liberty-leaning, for sure. Libertarian, absolutely libertarian-leaning, 100%. And the Democrats stopped running. They stopped running candidates because they can't win the statewide election. Utah's 4-1 Republican and Democrat. You think New York's bad? New York's 3-1 Democrats Republican. Utah's 4-1 Republican and Democrat. That's a deep red state, right? But a lot of Utah Republicans don't like Trump. Many of them are Mormons, obviously it's Utah, and they don't like Trump. So they are Republicans. They don't like Democrats, but they also don't like Trump. So he had to walk a fine line because an independent candidate run. He wasn't Democrat. It's a guy named Evan McMullin. Is that right? Yeah, McMullin. Evan McMullin ran in Utah in 2022 against Mike Lee. And Mike was like, ooh, this could work. Like, this could work. Why? Because the guy wasn't a Democrat. He was independent. So that means people might vote for him because they see an I, they don't see a D. Man, vote for this guy. And if Mike Lee was too close to Trump, some of those Utah Republicans might go, you know what? I don't like Trump. I'm going to vote for an independent guy. But if he's not close enough to Trump, then, well, wait a minute. Is he not? A lot of the Utah Republicans do like Trump. So he was in a tough spot. He obviously found the right mix. Good for him. I like Mike Lee. So he found the right mix and he won. But there was a shot there. So yes. So Kitty says, Massey is the best. So proud he and Rand Paul represent us Kentuckians. True. Kitty, true. Yes, true. Absolutely. Mike says, Snowden broke the law. Is that being a traitor? Well, maybe. Something to remember here, Mike. Traitors are the people who we love. What do I mean by that? Outlaws are the people that we love. What do I mean by that? George Washington, outlaw and traitor. Gandhi, outlaw and traitor. Yes. Jesus, outlaw and traitor. So wherever you want to go throughout the world, right? Robin Hood, outlaw and traitor. So I'm okay. I'm not mad. That's the people who we like. I'm okay with it. Ryan, thank you for the $10, my friend. Larry, Kaiser, and Funny Mustache Man were just the two choices that popped up in my head. I love German history, but only two choices were random, kind of like a duopoly. I'm open to more suggestions. Okay. If I could have randomly chose, for some reason, Ryan, for those of you who know some history, you guys know I love history, how Germany would have been run. I would have liked Germany to be run. I think the Germany is a very new country, for those who don't know. Germany only became a country, I think, in 1871. I think that's right. 1871 is when Germany became a country. So they're a new country. They were held together heavily by the Prussians. Prussia right now, where Prussia would be right now, is basically Poland right now. Kind of Poland and East Germany is kind of where eastern part of Germany is, what was Prussia back then. And they were held together from that. And most of the military power came from Prussian aristocracy. So the Germans probably had to have some form of some type of autocrat for them to maintain their nation early on. So I do think they probably should have had a monarch in some way. I don't mind the Kaiser conceptually. I think they probably should have had a constitutional monarchy when the Kaiser had weak power, not strong power. It should have been run with a prime ministership, right? So you have a separate head of government and a separate head of the state. So head of state would have been the Kaiser. Head of government would have been a parliamentary system. In their case, the Reichstag would have been their parliamentary issue. And with it in mind, Bismarck would have been their prime minister. If Otto von Bismarck would have been their prime minister, and the Kaiser had been a limited monarch in a constitution, I think Germany probably doesn't fight World War I. Might, but maybe not. Probably would have been negotiated. Definitely does not fight World War II. And Germany would have dominated Europe peacefully, or relatively peacefully. There probably been some border wars, but relatively peacefully until this day. So if I could have imagined make it happen, that would have happened. The mustache man would have never happened because he was born in the Austro-Hungarian Empire. So he'd have been born in the Austro-Hungarian Empire. That empire would eventually collapsed. And when it collapsed, Germany would have absorbed all of the German-speaking peoples, and Yugoslavia would have broken up into its own nations. Probably Ottoman Empire was collapsing too. So there'd been some form of Serbian group that would have existed there. Greeks would have maybe grown a bit. maybe Italian groups, whatever. Russians might have moved closer in. If Ukraine existed at the time, if they would have probably been Russian Empire, the Russian Empire might have still survived. Who knows? If it broke up, Ukraine might have existed, picked up some pieces. So things would have changed, but there probably would have been many more local border wars, is what I believe, because that's what was happening. Prior to World War I, there were tons of smaller border wars. The Prussian-Austrian War, Prusso-Franco War, many Balkan wars in the early 1900s. I think that's what would have happened. Does that make sense, Ryan? I don't know if that makes sense. So that if I had a choice, if I could magically make that happen, that's what would happen. And if I could have made a decision to keep the Russian Empire together, the Russian Tsar would have not pushed against the Duma. The Duma is the Russian parliament then, the Duma, I think, right? I think it's called the Duma. Is it still called the Duma? No, it was called the Duma. Would have pushed against the Duma and would have allowed himself to become a constitutional monarch also. The Tsar would not accept that, which is one of the major reasons why he was overthrown. If he would have accepted becoming a constitutional monarch, the Russian Empire might have survived. And then we don't have communism. Well, not the type of communism we had, at least. Whatever would have happened, that would not have happened, whatever the case may be. So I think you avoid that, and you probably even avoid fascism, because you have a bunch of nations following the British model and or the French model, which is broken constitutional monarchies here or there trying to fix themselves through stuff, and generally speaking, not creating world wars, generally speaking. Now, of course, the British had empires. So would there have been empire wars? Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I think that would have been our best chance to have some peace, or at least not to have world wars, and to have a Germany that could have not been warlike and still dominated Europe, which it was going to dominate Europe. It dominates Europe now. So yeah, hope that answers your question. Peace says, thank you for the $5. During World War II, German soldiers and H did a lot of meth. Also true. Wonder if that made the war extra bad. Amphetamines can make you ultra aggressive and hallucinate. I don't think that was good or bad. The most important piece here is the reason why the war lasted so long, and I've covered this in the past, but I'll cover it again since this is an AMA, is because of FDR's stupid unconditional surrender piece, which nobody else wanted but him. That was insanely dumb. You got to realize something. And imagine yourself here, right? When the Japanese invaded countries, they destroyed those countries. They didn't exist anymore. When the Germans invaded countries, they would just wipe them off the map, not exist, change, shift, adjust. You tell these people unconditional surrender. What do they hear? My country's not going to exist if I surrender. And I would ask any American to this day right now, particularly if you're a veteran or serviceman, if you're in the military, regardless of who your president is, whether you're fighting for Trump, fighting for Biden, fighting for Obama, whoever, Clinton, Bush, Reagan, whoever you're fighting for, if you're fighting in a war and you believed if you lost that war, there's no more America. Let me say it again. No matter who the president was, Hillary Clinton, Harris, I don't care who you're fighting for, right? Tulsi Gabbard, pick the person you're fighting for. And you surrender and you lose that war, there's no more America. Do you surrender? I know I don't. I know Mike very well. Mike and I, we're fighting to the death. We're fighting to the death. We are fighting until the end. Me and Mike and me sitting in D.C. in trenches till they take the Capitol. We're in D.C. fixing bayonets. Guarantee you that shit. Guarantee you that. You fighting. I don't care who the president is. Doesn't matter the president. President Harris, I don't care. If my nation doesn't exist, if I lose this war, what am I surrendering for? I'm not surrendering. I'm just going to keep fighting forever. I don't care until I'm dead. Fine. I accept that. I accept that outcome. I die or I fight for my country until I can't fight anymore. Both are acceptable outcomes. I accept both. And I think that was the biggest issue, not the meth. Not that meth was good, but the issue was that this concept of unconditional surrender was insanely stupid. It was the opposite of what Woodrow Wilson. And Woodrow Wilson was also a bad president, but he did the opposite. He was peace without victory. And what happened? The Germans surrendered before you even invaded Germany. In World War I, the Germans won the war against the Russians. They beat the Russians, treated Brest-Litovsk. They beat the Russians. no soldier had put one foot on German soil. And they surrendered. Why? They thought the war was over. Woodrow Wilson has 14 points. That's what it was called, the 14 points plan on how we could negotiate a peace. Germany would still survive. It wouldn't end. Germany surrendered. People don't remember that. 1918, the Germans surrendered. We never invaded Germany. Not one foreign soldier put their boot on German soil. Never invaded Germany. Germany surrendered. Why? They didn't think they were going to go away. They thought they would still survive as a nation. So they surrendered. Let's talk peace. World War II, idiot FDR, one of the worst presidents ever. Now, some of you on the left would go crazy. One of the worst presidents we've ever had, and terrible in so many ways, says, I'm going to surrender. Now the war goes on for another 3 years for no reason. Well, it's another year at least. By 1944, everyone in the German high command knew the war was over. Everyone knew the war was over. There's not one guy who was like, we can still going to win. Nobody thought that. The war was over. They all knew it. And the war would have surrendered. The war would have ended. Think of all the people who died in World War II. You know the most casualties Americans took? 1945. We lost 400,000 Americans. Over 100,000 last year of the war. You could have just not fought the last year of the war. Just not done it. Just ended the war. All those soldiers not dead. All those Jews in the camps not killed. All those Russians, Germans, French, British not killed. Could you stop the war? All those bombings, firebombing, all civilians dead. Could stop it. No need to drop Hiroshima. None of it. Just don't say unconditional. Let them know your nation will exist. We're going to punish you, but your nation's going to exist. There will still be a Germany after this war. They surrendered. Larry, you're making it up. They did it in World War I. They did it already. Like, this is proof. It already worked. And some of you remember the story. Rudolf Hess flies the airplane, parachutes into Britain, saying, can we stop this war? He's literally parachuted into England. Can we stop this war? Can we do it? No. Unconditional. Sorry. No. The Japanese went to Russia and said, the Americans won't listen to us. Can we stop this war? I'm not joking. The Japanese went to Russia to talk peace. They didn't want to fight anymore. They knew in 1944 the war was over. They knew the war was over. We can stop fighting. The war's over. We've lost. There's no way they could win. They knew in 1944. It's over. So can we have some peace? Americans wouldn't talk because unconditional, because stupid. And then so they went to the Russians. And of course, Stalin goes, oh, you guys want peace? Oh, you guys are screwed. Oh, hold on. Let me get my troops over to your side, and now I'll invade. That was Stalin's answer. Stalin's answer was, oh, you guys are that broken? Well, I'll just invade instead. And that's how we get North Korea. That's how we get North Korea. There's no North Korea if FDR is an idiot. If FDR is not an idiot, there's no North Korea. Literally, Korea is its own nation. It's all one country, all good, except FDR is incompetent. So for those of you who love FDR, I just pissed you off, I know. But he was a terrible president. And yes. So anyway, there we go. All right. Gene says, I'm pretty sure it's PA. Oh, yes. So yes, I think I was a, I think I am a honorary lifetime member of PA too. That must be PA then. Yes, I think it was. So yes. All righty. I hope that made sense for you guys. I know sometimes I walk down long roads and I give you a lot of historical stuff, which may seem awkward or weird. You guys do ask. So Mike has bad knees over on Rumble says, not incompetent, evil. I'm not sure I'll go there. I'm not sure I'm ready to go there. I'm just not really sure. Yeah. So Kitty says, MLK Jr. broke the law too. Yes, he did. Absolutely. Yes, he did. 100%. Absolutely. Phil says, I had family that died in the Alps fighting for Italy in World War I, fighting against Austria and Germany. Oh, there we go. Yep. Ryan says, Larry, it makes great sense. There we go. That's my thought process. I think that would have been, yeah, very good. So Phil says, the Russians did have communist agents in Germany. Yes, that's true. But if you have communism works very well. Very well. Communism can be adopted very easily when the people are unhappy and broken. Germany in the 20th century, early 20th century, people were pretty happy, right? I mean, it is what it is, but I'm saying compared to others, it's pretty happy. So I think yes. Ryan says Otto von Bismarck is the hero in German history. Yes. The funny mustache man's the villain. 100%. Yes. Otto von Bismarck was one of the best people, and people don't know this. Sadly, the Kaiser Wilhelm, dismissed him. And that was silly. But again, the Kaiser had all the power. He should have accepted more of a constitutional monarchy and limited powers. He did not. Yes, he did not. That's definitely an issue. So Mike says, Wilson did get the Virgin Islands from Denmark. Well, there we go. You know what? Everything's okay. Yes. Mike says, oh, yeah, America's far more than the president. We must endure. We can improve. Yeah, see, I told you. It's rare that I speak for Mike. But sometimes I know him well enough where I can. This one, I knew I could speak for him. I knew I'd be right in this one. This one, I can. I knew I could speak for him. But yeah, absolutely. It doesn't matter. It's our country. It's our country. And the same thing. It's our country. Of course they would. Of course they would. Phil says, resistance to tyrants is obedience to God. I love that. I like that. That's a good one. That is a good one. So Missy says, the big Jesus in the sky was a rebel. He was indeed. He was indeed. So Phil says, Germany still had several royal families, including a Bavarian royal line. Yes, absolutely. Remember, Germany was a group of kingdoms and principalities. It's why so many princesses or queens or empresses were German. Because what would happen is there were so many royal lines on the former Holy Roman Empire that if you were a king of France or king of England or a Tsar of Russia or whatever, you would often look for royalty. Well, the Germans got tons of it. Lots of them are royal. They're all good bloodlines. Let's go find wives there, right? That was a common thing. The last Tsar, Nicholas of Russia, his wife was German. So the Tsarina, the last Tsarina of Russia, was German, right? The current British family, royal family, is German. I'm not making that up. They changed their name during World War I because to Windsor, because their name was too German sounding. True story. So you're correct, Phil. There were tons of royal families throughout all of Germany. There still are some around. There are some now still around, but there were tons of them. But what controlled or kept Germany together was the Prussians. The Prussians were the largest and they were the most militant. So royalty was and still is. In fact, if you hear the name von, which is pronounced von, but actually is V-O-N, von in English, right? But von in German, that means of. So von Bismarck is of Bismarck, which makes it as if it is royal. So and so, von so, right? So if I wanted to be German royalty, I'm maybe Ludwig von Sharpen. That's me. I'm now German royalty. So it would be something like that. So thank you for that, Phil. I appreciate that. Morgan says, loving the history lessons. Oh, I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I try to give the interesting ones if I can. I try to. Guys, I'm going to ask you one more time if I could. Please click the button known as Lima India Kilo Echo. It does matter every bit so that people can see this. Share it if you haven't shared it. Repost it someplace wherever you can. Each of those is important. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, X, and Rumble. All of those are important. Thank you for all the super chats. Membership's important. If you can become a member, please do so. $49 per month. Hit that join button. It gets it going. Guys, I will be on tomorrow. Absolutely. I'm hoping at 7. I'm not sure when. I know I'm crazy busy. I have a couple things this week, but I should be able to get back in action. I'm going to try to do at least 5 or 6 shows next week. I will be doing my radio show at Tuesday at 1. I'll be on tomorrow at 7. If you can watch, please watch. After this is over, please put in the comments if you think all 3, Tulsi, Kash, and or RFK Jr., if you think all 3 will be confirmed. Please let me know if you think they will or not. And if you think no, which one will not be confirmed or ones will not be confirmed. So let me know if all 3 will. If not, which one won't. I will see you all very soon.